Cyclone Fanatic Podcast, Williams and Bloom, your Thursday night picks piece. We are presented as always by our friends at Nebraska Furniture Mart over in Clive. I know a lot of you will be at Jack Trice Stadium this weekend, but we do have a bye week coming up. We do have an away game next week. A loaded slate of college football with Iowa State kicking off at 7 o'clock. You could have a brand new high definition 4K television, any size you want, from Nebraska Furniture Mart. I would encourage you to go down and visit our friends in Clive, get you set up. I got one of them sound bars for the first time in my life. And ooh,
You know what I bought from them this week?
what? What'd you
I
get?
bought security cameras, a 4-pack of security cameras because of all the hooligans running around.
But because these damn kids, yeah, I need
Yeah,
that. You have to send me what you got, and
they got
then
a
maybe I'll
they,
just piggyback that.
they got a special on these Blink cameras. It's like $75 for a 2-pack, which is a heck of a deal. They're battery operated, so I guess they're pretty slick. And so I'm gonna go pick those up tomorrow. Actually, you can order online.
Well, you better set them up.
Yeah, order online and pick them up in the store. It's really easy to do right there at the Clive location.
Perfect. How's that for a promo? All right, here's the situation. Tim couldn't be here to gloat. He went 6-0 last week. I was 5-1, yours truly, and Bloom had a terrible week, going 4-2. I'm kidding.
Fire me.
But point being, we had a really good week. That's one of the great weeks in the history of the pod, as far as picks go. So congrats to Tim. Sorry, I was burped into the mic. Damn sparkling waters. That was really embarrassing. Hey, what did I say after the show the other day? I'm not on my best day. I'm a hack blogger because a bunch of people. We got a ton of feedback from Wednesday's show. So thank you to each and every one.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We're hot on the picks though, so we're gonna
hot
make it
on
up.
the picks. Hot on the picks. We have 6 games to go through today. So let's get after it. And we're going to start. Tim is on vacation, by the way. That's why he's not here. He's not here.
Happy anniversary, Tim.
Happy anniversary to you and the lovely bride. We do have his picks, so let's dive right in. It's West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's a 3.5-point favorite at home. Tim is taking West Virginia, and so am I. I am selling Oklahoma State right now, and for a lot of reasons. I feel like they are a bit broken, and this line is a little bit screwy in my mind. I'm going to take the hook. Would be surprised if Oklahoma State wins this by a field goal, but give me the Mountaineers and the points. Bloom?
I'll take the Cowboys. I just think they're pretty equal, and I'll take the home field advantage. I think Oklahoma State is due for one game where it comes together a little bit offensively, and I don't think West Virginia's defense is great. This is 38-31 Cowboys.
Oh, high scoring game.
I like the over, actually.
Okay, there you go. Southern California, USC is at Minnesota. The Trojans are 8-point favorites in this game. Fascinating classic Big Ten matchup between these two. No, like really, like it's about USC to me. Like, what are they? I watched them play LSU in the week after, and I was convinced that they were a dark horse national championship team if Lincoln Riley has a defense like that. But their offense has been so underwhelming to me the last few weeks. I still just don't think Minnesota's very good, though. I think USC smothers them a little bit defensively and does kind of like what Iowa did, except they're just a lot better than Iowa. So I like USC to cover the 8 here, although a little bit of a smelly line, too.
Yeah, I'll agree. If this was USC's first Big Ten conference game on the road, I would like Minnesota here just from the physicality adjustment. However, USC's already been on the road against maybe the most physical team in the country in Michigan and figured it out in the second half. I think they're going to be ready to go here. I like them by a couple touchdowns as well.
All right, Tim also likes USC. From one USC to another, my South Carolina Gamecocks are hosting Ole Miss. This is the Chris Williams SEC special, my 2 favorite SEC teams. I don't really like Ole Miss. It's just I love Oxford on game day. It's such a cool place, and they have great uniforms. Lane Kiffin -9. I'm hammering Ole Miss here. Bounce back situation for this team that was upset by Kentucky. I am very familiar with South Carolina. Good football team, not great. I just think this is a bad time to catch the Rebels. Give me Ole Miss. And I don't like these road favorites very often, especially in league. But I'm playing the spot here more than anything.
this may be a playoff or bust for Ole Miss in this
Yeah.
game. I mean, now we think they can lose 3 times, which is the whole nother conversation we're not gonna get into today. I agree. This is I think Ole Miss, if they were undefeated in this spot, I'd like South Carolina coming off a loss, focused. A lot of people don't realize Ole Miss is top 5 in the country in defense this year, and
Hmm.
we know the offense can go, and South Carolina does not have much of a defense. This one gets away. I think Ole Miss by several touchdowns.
Tim is taking the Gamecocks, so he's going contrary to us in this football game. The University of Iowa is at Ohio State. 20.5 is the number, and I will play Ohio State. I haven't seen enough from Iowa. The only thing tricky here is a spot. Iowa coming off a bye, Ohio State in a look-ahead spot to Oregon next week, which could potentially be for a Big Ten championship, really, or a spot in the Big Ten championship game. Iowa may hang around for a while, but if their defense isn't what it has been, and certainly it doesn't look like it at this point, I know their special teams are way down. I I'm concerned that Iowa's not going to be able to move the football with just Caleb Johnson by himself. I wouldn't if I'm an Iowa fan, I definitely don't want to see Cade McNamara pushing the ball down the field. That's terrifying to me against those Ohio State defensive backs. The smart play here is probably taking Iowa in the points. I'm going to take Ohio State to cover the 20.5.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think Iowa's offense is better, so I'm
It
not
is better.
looking
Yeah.
I'm not looking
It
completely at last year. And then ultimately, who has Ohio State really played? I mean, not really anybody. Michigan State's okay.
mhm.
I don't know. I'm gonna what is it? What do we have this at 20.5?
20.5.
Ugh. I'm not I'm not heavy either way. I'll pick Iowa just because I think this is like, I don't know, something like 30-12.
I like the under in this game.
Yeah, what
Is 45.5, I think. The under would be my play. All four Iowa, um, all four Iowa, excuse me, games have gone over the total so far this year. This is where we make the correction.
well, and if you're them, what's your only chance to win the game? You gotta keep it ultra, ultra low possession. Now they'll mix in some stuff just because they're a little bit better skilled this year, but Iowa wants to suck the life out of this game, and I agree. I like low possession, 30-12, just under the under too.
Last one, of course, the big one. It is Baylor at Iowa State. We have this number right here at 11.5. Is where Tim got it today when he sent us the picks. And Tim likes Iowa State. He likes Ohio State in the last game. If I didn't say that, I
Okay.
apologize. He likes Iowa State in a cover here. Yeah, I think Iowa State wins the football game. Brent, Baylor's weird. We talked about this on our Wednesday show. Like, what are you going to get from them? It certainly feels to me like Iowa State is a 2 touchdown better team than Baylor, but out of respect to what I think is a very even Big 12, I will take Baylor to cover. I think Iowa State wins the game by 10. I think Iowa State wins the game by 10. And I think it's comfortable. I don't think we're like sweating this thing out at the end, but this could be like one last stand for Dave Aranda. And I think most Iowa State fans would be very content with a 10-point victory in this game. So give me Baylor to cover, Iowa State to win.
Here's my concern if I'm Baylor is I don't think I can run the ball. So I'm gonna have to throw it. And I got a youngish quarterback who hasn't really seen anything like Iowa State quite yet at night in that atmosphere. But I think he's gonna have to throw it 35 times if they want to win the game. That does not portend well to a close game. I think he throws a couple interceptions. I actually like Iowa State going away. I really do. I think this has a chance to be a statement-ish type win under the lights. I like something here. Seat up 42-10.
Okay. I
Would you
hope
be
you're
okay
right.
with that? Would you be all
Oh,
right? I think it's
sign me
setting
up.
up.
I won't even go to bed on Saturday if that
I think
happens.
I think it's setting up in that way. As we know, the other team is almost undefeated after the other team does players only meetings.
I am just totally in my head about this game because I've thought about it so much. I could convince myself that this is a really high scoring like track meet. I could also convince myself that this is like 27-17. Um,
Yep,
I
I get
think
that
that
too.
that's probably where it's going to be because I a little bit. If I think Iowa State will have a 2-touchdown lead, and they'll kind of do what they did last week, where it's just like, don't lose the game, right? Like, we don't need to score 40 to impress anybody. Just get out of here with the win. And I could see that's why I'm taking Baylor to cover. Want to be clear. I think Iowa State is 2 touchdowns better than this team, but it's going to be windy. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I think that you're better off if you get up 2 scores with your Iowa State defense to kill the clock a little bit and just be a little conservative down the stretch.
That's fair. Interesting, the last 2 times Iowa State's been favored in this game at home, both 18 and 20, went down the wire both games, and I think Iowa State was double-digit favorites in both of those games. And remember, in 20, Iowa State had to come back from down, 17 points, 20 points,
Yeah.
with Brock Purdy and gang against a very average Baylor team. And again, 2020 is not going to tell us a whole lot about this year. Yeah, again, I'm not sold either way here, but if Iowa State's offense is going to put it together, I think this might be the week where they step on the gas a little extra, especially after last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. The one thing with Baylor that they'll test Iowa State defense in a way we haven't seen
Agreed.
thus far.
Agreed.
So,
And I think Iowa State's getting healthier there, and those safeties are so good. I think so. I guess Sawyer Robertson is the key. If he plays a really good game, I think Baylor keeps us down to the wire. If he throws 2+ interceptions, could get away.
all right, good stuff. Appreciate you, Bloom. He is Brent Blum for Tim Mullen, Nebraska Furniture Mart, and Clive. Man, we appreciate that relationship. They've been great to us over the years. We love doing this pod, and we'll have Tim back next week. Hopefully, we all go. And I forgot to give Tim's pick on that last one too. He has Iowa State covering. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think I already said that. He has Iowa
did.
State covering. Yeah. All right. We'll be back next week. Picks pod here on Cyclone Fanatic.